Certainly these aircraft do look very different there, but I think the one just on our right-hand side as we look at them, is that the new Lynx modification called the Wildcat? Is that right, George?
Yeah, that's just what I mentioned. Two completely different aircraft. It might look like a Lynx, but actually it's a brand new airframe and avionics. Most of the clever stuff is actually inside. And both services, the Army and the Navy, are now in the process of converting to the new Wildcat. And it's essentially a more capable machine in many cases. A little bit heavier than the Mark 7, but it's got uprated engines, the ones that are now on the 9 Alpha. And they're running in now for a useful little break. This would be a zoom climb until reasonably high altitude, but I don't think they'll be doing that today. The Mark 8, of course, like the Mark 7, will be running out of service in the new year. And in fact, the Wildcat, the Navy tell me, is going to be ready to deploy towards the end of this year.
Certainly by the look of the aircraft, you can see there's various blimps and blisters on the nose of the aircraft specifically. I think the low disc one, that's the sort of the air service tracking radar, if I'm right there, George.
Yeah, it is indeed, but of course in some of the configurations will be a fire control radar as well, because don't forget some of these will be armed. The Army ones won't be in the short term, certainly they'll be used mainly for battlefield surveillance and reconnaissance, but the naval aircraft will, of course. Now, it's worth noting in mind that these are the only Lynx style of family helicopters we're going to see. A reminder that they still hold the world official speed record for a helicopter of just a shade under 250 miles, set just over 25 years ago. And the aircraft you see today, not modified in any way, they are just literally taken straight off the training line at Yeovilton, and the instructor's very much the same.
The Wildcat there to your right-hand side, that's the aircraft